Truth or fake with Vedika Bahal. Vedika, there's false claims circulating online, and they're proclaiming that Ukraine delivered arms to Hamas. That's before the group's offensive in Israel last week. So tell us more.
Yes, indeed, Jean-Emile, that's right. A video being shared online claims to show weapons delivered to the Hamas group sent by Ukraine. And what's interesting is that the first time these can be found on the internet actually dates back to the same day that those attacks began last Saturday. Now, the video itself is only 11 seconds long, but in it we can see a multitude of weapons slayed out on the ground, and there is a voice in the background speaking Arabic, for which the translation says, "I thank the Ukrainian authorities for sending us these weapons. We will use them against the enemy, against Israel." Now, when I searched for this video online using reverse image search software and reverse video search, I wasn't able to find any results about this to see where the origins of this video might stem from. But what is interesting is that the only places that I could find this video circulating was on very staunch pro-Russian accounts on X, but also on Telegram as well, Russian-speaking Telegram accounts. And that's really what triggered big questions for me about the veracity behind these explosive claims, Jean-Emile.
So you were able to kind of work out the source, but then were you able to verify that the claims were actually disinformation?
Well, in order to verify this further, I actually spoke with two expert analysts for a little bit more context behind what we are seeing here. Now, my first expert is in fact a weapons expert who has followed Hamas's weapons arsenal pretty closely. And he told me that he believes that many of the weapons shown here actually have never been used by Hamas. He said that the first opening shot of that video shows this weapon here, which is a Javelin anti-tank missile launcher. And this is not a weapon that Hamas has ever been seen to use in their arsenal. There's also a moment where we can see this here, which is an M240 machine gun. Now, interestingly, both of these are American-made arms, and they have been seen recently on the battlefield in Ukraine. Now, my second expert analyst, who is an open source intelligence analyst, pointed out to me that there's no evidence really to show why any of these American-made or Western-made arms sent to Ukraine actually could end up in Hamas's hands. He said that there's no evidence from any Israeli military accounts of the weapons that they've seized since the conflict, nor from any videos published by Hamas themselves on their own personal Telegram. And in those videos that they publish, we tend to see mainly weapons from the origins of Israeli or Iranian or Lebanese origin weapons. Now, Hamas has also not claimed any links to having obtained weapons from Ukraine. And speaking of their own personal media, all official videos posted from the official Hamas account is generally watermarked with their logo, in which this video did not follow that theme. Now, both of my analysts here hypothesize that the weapons that we saw in that video could be Western-sent arms to Ukraine that sometimes the forces do have to leave behind, sometimes being seized by Russian forces. But in their expert opinion, that video that we saw there was likely filmed either in Russia or in Ukraine, Jean-Emile.
Well, this is quite interesting because there's another element here that these images were actually used in a false BBC report, if I'm not mistaken, which allegedly pushes the narrative that Hamas is backed by Ukraine.
Yes, that's right. That video that we saw earlier was actually seen in a fake social media report claiming to be a joint collaboration between the BBC and investigative outlet Bellingcat. So we can see our images here, the same ones that we saw before. And in this, and interestingly here, we can also see that this fake video uses the same BBC logo and, of course, their infamous social graphic style that they're known for with their social media videos. And in this fake fabricated report here, the main claim is that the Ukrainian government supplied Hamas with the majority of the weapons used for the attack on Israel. However, this video doesn't exist neither on Bellingcat's official website or on BBC News. Interestingly, this report also refers to Hamas as a terrorist group. which the BBC has defended their position that they're not going to be referring to the group as that in their output or content whatsoever. Bellingcat also spoke out to deny this claim entirely, confirming that it was indeed fabricated. They said that there's no evidence to support any links between Hamas's weapons and Ukraine. But overall, Jean-Emile, from our expert arms analysis, all signs point to this video being created by pro-Russian accounts in further attempts to discredit the state of Ukraine. Furthermore, the usage of it in a fake social media report that points to a fake investigation that also doesn't exist, that really shows us here the extent and the lengths that propaganda creators are really willing to go to in order to further spread disinformation.
And it's really scary, Vedika, I have to say, when you see videos going that extent to provide that what we could be in for in the future. You really have to just be careful there with the information that you do consume. Vedika Bahal with Truth or Fake, Karis Garland with The Business. Thanks so much for joining us here on France 24, and we'll see you in just a bit.